Okay, welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a Corel Draw, and we're going to be creating a Fight Club soap bar, and we're going to do it in Corel Draw, and we're going to use Freecad, and then we're going to use Design Spark Mechanical to make the actual soap bar itself and the extruded text. So first thing we need to do, go ahead and open up Corel Draw. Excuse me. Then we're going to go ahead and go to New, and then create a new 8.5 by 11 document. So just click OK there. Then we're going to go up to File, we're going to go to Import, and then we're going to go to the desktop, and we're going to look for our logo that I found. We're going to use this one here. So we need to trace this, so we're going to go ahead and right mouse click on it. We're going to do Outline Trace, Detail Logo. So let this go through, and then we're going to click OK. Then we're going to drag the one away that got traced. And then we're going to go to View, and then we'll have to clean this up. So we'll go ahead and go Control Plus to zoom in, and then we're going to move that down to there. We're going to get rid of this. And so what we need to do here is go ahead and select it, and then come up here to Object, and we need to, let's see here, order. We have to ungroup all this. So let's go to Object, and then go to the group, and then say ungroup all objects. Okay, so now we're going to come in here and get rid of these little pieces that we don't need. Probably this background. Yeah, we could get rid of that. So get rid of that background. Any of these little pieces here that are kind of not that great, we'll get rid of those. So the only one we want to keep is this one in the middle here. So drag a marquee around multiples to get rid of them. Hit delete, get rid of this one here. Let's just drag this over here. Actually undo that. We need to group this back together before we do that. So let's just go a little bit slower here. Let's get rid of this. Delete that. Get rid of that little square. This is the easiest way to do this. Just find a logo, do your trace on it, and then use your logo as your file. Because it's kind of hard to create this text because it's kind of custom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and once we did all that, we're going to select that. We're going to do a group. So do a Control plus G on your keyboard. That's going to group everything together. Then we're going to do Control minus. I could see a problem right there already, so we're going to go ahead and address that. So it's easier to make sure your text is how you need it before you import it into Design Spark, because if you do that, if you don't, there will be problems. So we want to go to Group, Ungroup. We want to click there and hit delete. So we can view this in wireframe to make sure that it's okay. It looks okay. Make sure there's nothing extra added onto it. So we'll go ahead and drag a marquee around the text, do Control G plus G to group it. Now we're going to go ahead and make this the size that we want it to be. So we're going to go ahead and make just a square. So we want our soap bar to be 4 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall. So we're going to go ahead and scale this down. And then I want to also leave room for, we're going to do some fillets and stuff, so I want to leave room for that. So just go ahead and click it and drag this down, and just make sure that it fits in there. Keep in mind that we're going to do probably a 4mm fillet around the whole piece of soap. So it's going to come in a little bit. So we want to add some. We want to make sure to add space. Now to center stuff in Corel, select it and hit P on your keyboard, and that will center it right in the middle. Do the same with the Fight Club text, hit P. Okay, now if you think it should be centered here, let's just kind of select that and nudge it over to the left a little bit. That looks good there. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need it. Now we're going to export this out. So select that. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Export. Export as a scalable vector graphic, or SVG, and make sure this is on. And then we're just going to call this text. And we're going to go to the desktop, export, and then just go ahead and click OK to that. You don't have to change anything. Then we'll minimize. And then we're going to open up this program with, called Freecad. This is a free program. This is version 0.18. If you want to get this, you just need to Google search Freecad, and then go ahead and go to their website and download. So we're going to go new here. Then we're going to find our Fight Club, or actually our text, which is here, and drag it over. Then you want to check this little box here, SVG is geometry, and hit select. Now we want to do Control A to select everything, come up to File, and then we want to do Export. We want to make sure that it's this type is on step, and then we're going to just put in here fight text 1, just so I know. And then we'll go to desktop, we'll go ahead and hit save. Now we're going to go ahead and minimize this. Now we're going to open up Design Spark. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, I'll show you how to do this, but we're going to create this in millimeters, but we're going to put in, when we specify dimensions, we're going to put in IN. So it's going to make it it's going to make it in millimeters, but it's going to be the appropriate size in inches. So we'll go ahead and make that flat there. Okay, now we want to make the bar. So we're going to go ahead and go up here to the square or rectangle. We're going to define from center. And click in the middle there, just drag it out. So we're going to type in 4 up here, and then just put in IN. That's going to make it 4 inches. And then on that one, we'll do 2.5 IN, which will make it inches. Okay, now this is millimeters, so this is millimeters equivalent. So now we're going to go, now we know that it's full size, so we're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to do 25 millimeters. And then just spin this, make sure it's a good thickness for a soap bar. It looks like it is. So with that pull selected, we're going to go ahead and come over here, hold down Control and get these corners, type in 4. Ooh, sorry about that. We need to pull that, so let's type in 4. Okay, and then we want to get that one there, type 4. And then we want to get this one here, go ahead and select it, hit 4. And then we're going to go ahead and spin this. So we want to spin that to here. We'll get this bottom one, type or hit 4. Then we're going to multiple click till all that's selected, and we're going to hit 4. So that's going to be our little soap bar. We'll do the same on the back side. Select till click till everything is selected, and then hit 4. Okay, so then we're going to click on that face there and go plan view. Now we're going to go ahead and import that step file. So to do that, we'll just go File. We're going to change the types here down to step. We're going to go Fight Club Text 1, and then we're going to go ahead and click OK there. Now we want to move this up and out of the way so we can do some stuff to it. So Control minus. So we're going to click off of it. We're going to drag a marquee around it. We're going to come over here to fill. We're going to fill it. Now we're going to drag that same marquee back around it, and we're going to move it into place. So just kind of go the best that you can. I mean, you're going to have to do some multiple moves here because this cursor gets actually the move arrows get a little wonky when you do a fill. So this is probably okay. Let's just go a couple more, one more. Make sure that it's as centered as you can get it. Now we're going to go ahead and spin that. Let's go to pull. Now you're going to click on that. And actually, we need to get all of these. So hold down Control key and then go pull. And then we want to pull that out to, let's go 4 millimeters. So just type 4 in there. That should be good. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and get rid of this one. We don't need it. So let's go select, drag a marquee around that, hit delete. Okay, now we're going to go back to our top view. Okay, so this is going to be our Fight Club bar soap. Nothing too complicated. We could try to add fillets to this, and I've done some videos and I've talked about adding fillets to everything. And once you do these tracings in Corel Draw, and sometimes it's very difficult to add fillets to things. So you may or may not be able to add them. I mean, we don't have to add them, but it would be nice if we could. So we'll just go ahead and see if we can do a little one here. Sometimes it's just really temperamental, and you're going to risk the possibility of Design Spark mechanical freezing, because it might have even done that now. So yeah, it looks like it's not responding. So okay, so I don't want to risk ruining the design. So anyhow, so this is just one thing that you need to be aware of, is when you trace this stuff in Corel Draw or Illustrator, it's seeing these as individual lines, and then when you get it into Design Spark Mechanical, it has to calculate all these things out. So sometimes it freezes the program. The only way that I know that you can make sure that that doesn't do that is you would need to take your SVG file into a CAD program. Like, you could use Freecad. I don't know how to do it in Freecad, but I know that you can do it. You're going to take your SVG file into Freecad, and then you're going to select everything, and you're going to create what's called a polyline. So what that does is it takes all these little individual lines that I'm pointing at, and it makes it one line. So then you would be able to add your chamfers or fillets to stuff. But for this demonstration, we don't need to do that. I'll see in the future if I can figure out how to add fillets to some of these. And sometimes if it's not a complicated shape, I mean, these aren't complicated shapes, but if it's just like a circle or a square, then you're going to be able to add fillets to it once you trace it in Corel Draw and then bring it into Design Spark. You just kind of have to pick and choose. I mean, sometimes it lets you add fillets, sometimes it doesn't. So anyhow, we're done with our soap bar here. So what we're going to do now is save it. I'll do a save as. We'll save the model, so we'll call this Fight Club Soap. Okay, so we'll go to desktop. We're going to go ahead and save that. And then we're going to come up here to File and do a Save As again. And we're going to change this type down to STL. We'll save it as an STL file. Go ahead and save. And then I'm going to minimize this. And then we're going to add that pink color to the soap bar. So we're going to do that in Rhino. So I'll go ahead and click on Rhino. Oh, you know what? It looks like my license has expired, but I think I can still run this. So we're going to go ahead and bring this into Rhino here. So we'll go ahead and minimize. We'll just drag this in. Okay, so there's our soap bar. So we're going to go ahead and use the perspective window. So we're going to double click on that. We'll go ahead and click and just rotate this and something like that, and then do a select all. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to add a color to it. So we're going to go here to the materials. Go ahead and click there, and I'm just going to add a plastic color, and then instead of white, we're going to go click on the color bar there, and then we're going to change this to pink. Just a pink color. Maybe, I think it's right around there somewhere. Go ahead and go OK. Doesn't look like it took. Okay, so we'll come down here. Let's go ahead and, it's showing this as a pink color, but that Fight Club soap looks more like it's violet colors. So let's go ahead and give it this color. So we'll go ahead and go right mouse click and come up here to assign to objects. And then we want to see this, so we're going to come over here to view. We're going to go down to ray trace, and then we're going to view. There's your Fight Club bar. All right, so we can actually minimize this and see if this looks anything like our what the regular color is. So to do that, we'll just go up to this Microsoft here, and we'll just type in Fight Club soap bar. Okay, and then we'll see. Yeah, it looks like that. So we'll just minimize this and just see. Yeah, I think we're close. I think it's more of this kind of a color. So So we'll just go ahead and keep it there at that color. So what I want to do now is go ahead and go to this tab here, and then let's full size this. So we're going to go we're going to change this color, but this drop color here. So we're going to do like a dark gray, and then we'll go okay there. And then we could gonna turn this so it looks good. Alright, that's going to be our Fight Club. We'll just let this render. And then you could also change the lighting on this. Right now we don't have, we have there's skylight, that looks kind of bad, and then there's a sun that's super bright. So this is probably good how it is right here. We'll just go ahead and let that render. Since we're in ray trace, the render cycles goes up to about 1,000, I think, before it's nice quality. I don't typically wait that long. We could probably go 400 or 500, and then we could then I'll do a snippet of it, save it out. So we're at 3 now. There's 400. I'm gonna go ahead and save it there. So to do that, just do Control Shift S, or actually Alt Shift S. I always forget this command. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's the Windows symbol, Shift S, and then you can go ahead and take a screen capture of it. So like that, and then you're going to go into your Paint program. So click here, we'll go to Paint. You're going to click there once, do Control V as in Victor. That's paste. Then you're going to go ahead and crop it. Then you go ahead and go to File, do a Save As. Save it as a JPEG. I just save it as Untitled. And then go ahead and hit Save, and then we'll replace the old one that was there. And then that's going to be it for the tutorial. So we'll go ahead and close that. I don't need to save it. And then we're going to go ahead and, no, I don't want to update. And then we'll go back to Design Spark Mechanical. Okay, that's going to end today's tutorial. We'll go ahead and view that in isometric. Hopefully you got some interesting tips out of this video, and you enjoyed watching. Okay, and thank you for watching.